We're live. Hey guys, what's up? I have an hour. I can give y'all 10:15. I'm out. I was watching this one episode by Candace, and I figured why not turn it into content? Okay, here's my reaction. Oh, today was a long day. Today was a long day. I'm like, Candace, you are crazy. You are really, really crazy. She's a crazy woman. She's crazy. So you guys, you gonna watch this in the replay. I'm just gonna play the video so I don't waste any time, okay?
With no introduction, there's a lot that I would like to speak with you guys about. Can't wait to hear your feedback. A lot of lies that are being put out there, narratives that I would say are half truths or just misrepresentations entirely. And I don't really see the reason for that. First and foremost, to let you know, last week was not a dream. Charlie Kirk, my friend, is dead. And he was publicly executed. I want to make that clear. Charlie Kirk was publicly executed before the world. And as we are all searching for answers, the ones that are being supplied to us are not making a lot of sense. And some people, I would say, are speaking too much, are speaking on behalf of other people. I don't like it. I will say something that I think brought the world a lot of relief, also, sadness, we were grieving with her, was when his wife, Mrs. Erica Kirk, addressed not just the nation, but the entire world. Her words were very powerful. And we just have a very brief portion of her remarks, which you should pursue in their entirety. But here she is.
If you thought that my husband's mission was powerful before, you have no idea. You have no idea what you just have unleashed across this entire country and this world. You have no idea. You have no idea the fire that you have ignited within this wife. The cries of this widow will echo around the world like a battle cry. To everyone listening tonight across America, the movement my husband built will not die. It won't. I refuse to let that happen. It will not die.
Beautiful, powerful words. Charlie had just one wife. What we got to see across this weekend is that there were so many people around the world, like she said, who were deeply moved by Charlie Kirk throughout their lives and, of course, have been deeply moved by this tragedy. And what she is describing there, that fire, a lot of us are feeling it. I am definitely feeling it. I had a very tough weekend. A very tough weekend. I will say this, my entire life, I've not been much of a crier. It is not my choice emotion. I'm not a person who bursts into tears, and some people are like that. This weekend, I didn't just cry, I wept. I wept for Charlie, obviously. I didn't make it through the tribute to him on Friday. And for those of you who wanted to see me in a moment of weakness.
She said there was a tribute for Charlie on Friday and she didn't make it. I don't think she was even invited. I don't even think she was invited. It's like, Candace, these people are done with you. Like, do you not see this? You sat there and you made a whole video about Charlie's my best friend and Charlie's this. Now, how can you say that somebody's husband is your best friend? That's out of order. But anyways, the wife, she didn't mention you one time. She did not mention you one time, Candace. He was done with you. You're an employee. You're doing a little too much. Like, you're just doing too much. Like, this is crazy.
That was delivered to you. Fair. Yeah, I watched my friend get shot in the neck. Yeah, that's what happened. I just want to say that he was publicly executed again.
So this part, when I had to work out. So I left the gym, right? And then I'm listening to this thing because I had it on my iPhone. And then the part where she said he was shot in the neck. I said, oh my gosh. Who else died with a neck injury? George Floyd. George Floyd, right? George Floyd died of a neck injury, okay? And all Charlie Kirk and Candace did was pretty much make fun of George Floyd when he died, right? Oh, he didn't die like this. He never died because the knee was on his neck, that this was a procedure, that it was an approved procedure. It's okay to do that to someone, blah, 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 right? But ultimately, he died with a foot on his neck, right? Now, when it comes to Charlie died with a bullet to his neck. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this next stuff is getting serious, okay? So this goes to show you have to, you really have to be mindful of the things that come out of your mouth, okay? Whether you like someone or you didn't like someone, that is not a reason to go around making fun of people and how they died, trying to diminish how they die, because little do you know, you might have the same fate. Now, I was listening to a few videos like this weekend where people were talking about the the pew pew person, and saying that those who know guns, I know nothing about guns. Like guns, they really do scare me. Yeah, get away from me that. But they were saying that the young man, if he really did do it, I don't know if he did do it. I don't know. I wasn't there. But they were saying the young man, if he actually did do it, he did not account for the drop. Because from what they were saying, it's like he meant to go for the head, right? But due to the drop, the bullet went for the neck. But either way, I'm like, all you guys ever did was make fun of George Floyd and how he died. Oh, he didn't die because there was a knee on his neck preventing him from breathing. Oh no, he died of a fentanyl overdose. Oh, he died because he was resisting arrest. Oh, he died because of this, because of that, because of this. Ultimately, what we saw was Derek Chauvin, the white police officer, putting his knee on his neck. Now, as long as I've lived, I have never seen any police officer use this method. And while the man was screaming, I can't breathe, I can't breathe, the man was calling, I think he was even calling for his mom, right? He was calling for his mom. He said he can't breathe. He was begging for his mother. There were people all around saying that, get off of him. Hey, Kevin, they were saying, get off of him, get off of him. They wouldn't listen. Derek Chauvin put his hands in his pocket. That's the thing. It's not even like, oh, this is, it's not even a thing of like, oh, like this is standard procedure. Okay, but even if it's standard procedure for a police officer to put his foot on somebody's neck, the mere fact that Derek Chauvin had his hands in his pockets, like, okay, I'm gonna do it, and then what? Because he was being recorded, right? You would think, okay, I'm being recorded. You know what I mean? Like they have proof against me. Like, the man had his knee on his neck. Very prick, very arrogant, and he put his hands in his pocket and he kept the knee on his neck. Like, what, bitch? Do something, bitch. Right? And so the man died. And so what Charlie and Candace proceeded to do was to try to convince people that somehow George Floyd was deserving of that. Even Marlene, I don't deny that George Floyd, didn't have a great history. Like, he had a criminal past. That's a fact. I don't deny that George Floyd went to that store that day, with counterfeit money. All these things are very true. But let's even assume George Floyd is a criminal. You as a police officer, you're meant to be a professional. You're there to represent the law. Because if we get to a point where we can no longer distinguish between a criminal, and yet you have a criminal and you have a police officer, that's really, really scary. That's really scary. So either way, Derek Chauvin was all the way wrong. He was all the way wrong. You as a police officer, your job is to get the person, take him to the station. You either have the magistrate or you have the judge decide, are they going to get bail? You don't get to be police officer, judge, jury, and executioner. Like, what is this? Okay, so no, he was dead ass wrong. And mind you, there was 3 police officers for 1 person. So Derek had his knee on George's neck. There was another police officer that was holding his hands on his back. Then there was another police officer, the light-skinned one, who was holding his neck. Like, seriously, are we like, what the fuck? And the other thing that was so weird is that way back in the day, George Floyd and Derek Chauvin used to do security at a nightclub. So you can't tell me that you see a black man this big and you don't remember him. He is big. He's really, really big. How many black guys do you know are this big? So no, this is ridiculous. But ultimately, I think it's really, 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 I don't know. I don't want to say poetic justice, but I just feel like it's kind of jarring that he died with a knee on his neck. You died to a bullet to your neck. You shouldn't make fun of people. Even if someone is a criminal, you shouldn't make fun of how someone dies. Because little do you know, you might die in the exact same way. Maybe not the same fashion, but you'll die because of a wound to the same spot. But it was both of these things were deadly. They were deadly injuries, right, to these men. Deadly injuries to the neck. And now they're both dead in the same manner. So I'm like, okay, so I guess wherever they are in the afterlife, you're going to hold to your neck, you're going to hold to his neck. You're going to be like, debate me. Prove me wrong. My neck injury is worse than yours. Right? You gotta stop trying to be a smart ass and a racist. It never works well. So now I'm thinking like Candace, because I'm like, Candace, I don't know. Because to me, if they did this to Charlie and he's a white boy, so who's to say they're not going to smoke her ass as well? But I'm like, if she also is gone Oh, if she's unalive because of an injury to her neck, well, but dang. Because she also played, Candace played a big part. Candace played a big part, right, in helping a lot of racist white people make fun of George Floyd and how he died. You know, this lady, me, Marlene, honestly, I really do. Yeah. Because I'm like, he's white and they did this to him. He's a white American man. Like, he's a typical white American racist. And on American soil, look at what they did to him. You're just black. You're black and you're highly delusional. You think because you're married to a white man, you're safe? You think because you keep calling Charlie Kirk your best friend, it makes you safe? You're not safe. Because the one thing you are not allowed to do is criticize Israel. And these people don't discriminate. Like, whether you're talking about Bibi, whether you're talking about Israel, the military state, whether you're talking about the people of Israel, they don't care. They conflate everything. You talk about one, in their minds, you talk about everybody. So they come for you. But I'm like, yo, this girl, I don't know if she has much. I don't know. I really don't know. I don't care I don't think you know what you're talking. You know what you're talking about. How did George Floyd die? Injury to his neck. How did Charlie Kirk die? Injury to his neck. They're both dead to the neck. Right? So what the heck? They both dead, right? To the neck. There you go. So now wherever they are in the afterlife, I'm sure Charlie Kirk can say, prove me wrong. My neck injury is worse than yours. There you go. Since he likes to debate so much. Okay? There you go. So ultimately, as the Bible says, the power of life and death are the tip of your tongue. Speak carefully. Even if you don't like somebody, speak carefully. Don't go around making videos after videos after videos, encouraging people to laugh at a dead person. What Candace and Charlie did when it came to George Floyd, it was so disgusting. It was so uncalled for, right? Whatever. Go ahead. George Floyd, there's something about his name. So go ahead and I'm not going to mess with his name because I don't want a problem. But if you want to engage in making fun of George Floyd, you do it. These fools did it. One of them is gone due to a deadly injury to his neck. So you're more than welcome to do it as well. Some of y'all, you don't take caution. You see bad things that happen to people. You see correlation and you still want to try because you're a bunch of idiots. You do it. This George Floyd man, I don't want no parts of it. Okay? But you made your content and you encouraged millions of people to laugh at this man, to question how he died, to child overdose, child. What we saw was a knee on his neck. So you guys, you can do all kinds of mental gymnastics to try to say he did the drugs, he did whatever. Lo and behold, they might even do an autopsy on Charlie and realize that he probably used the drugs. I mean, he liked Kanye. He liked R. Kelly. Okay, he probably liked Chief Keef, the boy from Chicago. So he's a white boy. So they might do an autopsy and realize that he has something in his bloodline. You might want to be careful. Most white boys do drugs. So let's not even go there. Okay, let's not even go there. Most white boys in America do drugs. And these rich white boys, they do cocaine. That is their drug of choice. That is their drug of choice, especially in politics. That is their drug of choice. That little Christian grift crap, it don't work with me. Because what Christian do you know listens to R. Kelly? Talk about this is a remix to Ignition. Mommy, whoa. Hey, Diana, what's up? Okay. Christian people don't listen to R. Kelly. Now make it clap. Okay. Christian people don't listen to Kanye. Kanye's out here having his wife walk around butt naked. Okay. Christian people don't listen to Kanye. Okay. Christian people do not listen to Chief Keef. Okay. There you go. So move around. So I'm like, yeah, you, Candace, you also made fun of George Floyd. You also made fun of George Floyd. It's so funny how these people with their double standards, they're so funny. They can make fun of people when people they don't like die. But when one of them dies, nobody should crack a joke. Nobody should laugh. Nobody should be elated. Everybody should have the solemn disposition because some white boy, some white influencer who likes to troll people of color, who likes to troll the LGBTQ, who likes to troll Muslims, who likes to troll Palestinians is now dead. Make it make sense. If you want people to respect you when you're dead, when you're alive, show respect to other people and those who are gone. Show respect to people. Respect that goes both ways, right? Respect it goes both ways. If when you lose your people, you don't want anybody to laugh because it's a serious matter to you, then when people lose their people, you got to take it seriously. There's a time for everything. Even in war, there has to be a time when you respect your enemy or you respect your opposition. Like, you know what? This is off limit. Certain things should be off limit. Children should be off limit, right? Just like Palestinian children. Women should be off limit, right? Even like the dead, they should be off limit. Even in gang culture. Even in gang culture, you're not supposed to disrespect a dead person. You can't go to a grave and start dancing on somebody's grave and vandalize somebody's grave. Certain things should be off. They should be off limit. You should have some kind of honor. But you call yourself a Christian, but you make fun of people, dead people, because you live to trigger Black people in order to get donations from these racist people. Now, here we are. Here we are indeed. It's sick to me.
Before the world. The question is why, right? You know, when you are in a state of grief, you go through a lot of emotions, and I'm arriving right now at a lot of anger. The audacity of some people, it has taken much restraint and prayer.
The audacity of some people. I'm like, Candace, what about your own audacity? You're audacious as well. You're a Negro. You're broke. You don't even have a bachelor's degree, right? And you want to call out a bunch of Jewish billionaires. Are you crazy? What about your own audacity? You are so audacious, right? Oh, I'm going to be the first one to expose Black Lives Matter. Oh, I'm going to expose how George Floyd died. Candace, all you've ever done was be audacious, right? And you're running out of lifelines. Like you are really, really running out of grace. You are so audacious, right? Who asked you to even make this video? But imagine being a regular ass Negro raised by her granddad, couldn't even afford your last semester in college. You're married to a white man and you still have to work. You work in your basement. You barely spend time with your kids, right? And you want to call out, hey, Queen, you want to call out these crazy ZZ billionaires? Are you insane? Are you insane? This is a moment for you. Like this right here should be a redefining moment for you where you kind of like rebrand. You should rebrand. And stay the hell away from politics. Stay the hell away from these people. These white Americans, these corrupt white American politicians, they've made their beds. They have decided to go into business with people whose faith says that Jesus is a heretic and he is currently burning in hell in his own poop. But they call themselves Christians. Can you imagine? Right? They've made their choice. Hey, Lonnie, they made their choice. And all these it's not even just Trump, before Trump, how many white American politicians took money from these people? How many of them went to Israel and banged their head against that wall, or went to Israel, wore a yarmulke, and then went and banged their head against that wall? Like, are you kidding me? They made their choice. These people are dangerous. These are dangerous, dangerous people, right? And because white Americans think they're so slick, they're so cunning, they're so shrewd, they're so greedy, they thought they could outsmart these people. Because when they looked at these Jews, they saw some goofy ass European refugees. And that's for most white Americans. They always underestimate people. They went to Vietnam and they said to themselves, oh, look at these small Vietnamese people. Look at these tiny Vietnamese people living in these damn jungles. Oh, it's gonna be an easy win. It's gonna be an easy win. And they went to Vietnam, got their asses whooped, and they couldn't take it. So instead of admitting defeat, they were so bitter, they started dropping all kinds of biological nuclear weapons on these Vietnamese people. Right? That's what they always do. Hey, Nafisa, white Americans always underestimate people. They always underestimate people. And now they're realizing that these goofy ass Jews are actually really smart. But they smart for evil, and they're smarter. Let me tell you this, right? Let me tell you this. As you look at world history, you know, a lot of people haven't been able to give to white Americans what white Americans give to other people. They're bullies. You know, most people just endure. Yes, sometimes you cuss them out. Sometimes you make fun of these white people, but ultimately they get their way. White Americans, by large, right, in majority, are a bunch of bullies. They bully domestically and they bully internationally. And usually people just accept their bullying because they're bullies. And you know, they will kill your children. They will bomb you. They'll drop a nuclear bomb or two. You know, it's another day. It'll be white. Okay. But today, you know, in these Jews, they have met their match. Oh, they've met some crazy mofos. They've met people that are just as deranged, that are just as rich, that are just as smart, that are just as manipulative, right? They met their match. They're so freaking arrogant. You know, me, Marlene, honestly, if it was not because they want to murder all these Palestinians, listen, I will be Team Zionist my damn self, because somebody needs to teach white Americans what it feels like to be bullied. Somebody needs to teach white Americans what it feels like to be somebody's little bitch. You understand? All these white people here, they a bunch of Gentiles. These ZZs, they own these people. Look at Trump. They got this man by the cojones. Trump is a shell of himself. Look at him before the election. Look at him during the election. Look at him now. This man barely talks. He's so scared. He is so scared. And I'm like, damn, I even hope Barron is safe. Because these people are batshit crazy. They are batshit crazy. Okay? They're batshit crazy. They met their match because they think they're so smart. That's the Achilles heel of most white American men, especially those in politics. They think they're so smart. They're so intelligent. They know everything. You know, they have all the answers. Because that's what they do. They sit here all day. Oh, we live in the greatest country on earth. Oh, we're the best. We're number one. Right? Hey, queen. But guess what, though? You met your match. See, the Jews, they never said we're the best. Jews don't say, oh, we're the smartest. We're the best. No, they don't say it. But they will apply that pressure. They will apply that pressure. And today we're sitting here. And I'm like, I was telling Econom that. I was like, hold up, wait a minute. In less than 80 years, y'all. Like, seriously, you got to give these Jewish people credit. Like, put their evil ways to the side for a second. But you got to give these immigrants some credit. These people came to America like the new wave, not the old waves of Jews, right? But the new wave, hey, queen, the new wave of Jewish immigrants. They came here like 1945. So right now, 2025, they've only been here for 80 years. But in 80 years, y'all, look at how much they have accumulated. They're all over the place. They're all over the government. They're all over the Supreme Court. They're all over the Congress. They own the White House. They're all over the Pentagon. They're all over the Fed. Most Fed chairs are Jewish. They're all over the Treasury. Most Treasury people is Jewish, y'all. They're all over entertainment. They're all over the news. They own most media outlets, from the TV to the radio to news to print. They own it all. What else? Give me something else. Sports. Most teams belongs to Jews. Most managers are Jews. Most money managers are Jews. What else? Give me these people. I'm sure if you go to Mars, they're probably there by now. But it's pretty incredible. In 80 years, America is 400 plus years old. Fashion. They're all up in that crap. Okay? Bernard Arnault, he's one of them too. He hides that fact. But if you study his granddad, he's one of the Jews. But I'm like, it is pretty impressive. How can a people who came out of a war with nothing, they have managed to pretty much have it the most powerful nation on earth, right, on its knees? And I tell you this all the time, that the vast majority of white Americans are mediocre. They're mediocre. Because how do you allow your nation to be owned by a small cluster of European immigrants who left Auschwitz with nothing? What would Thomas Jefferson say, right? Even like James Madison, George Washington, what would they say? Unfortunately, the sad thing is, the truth about the white American man is that he's lazy. He's lazy, he's greedy, he's corrupt. These people don't have no integrity. It's the lack of integrity that made it possible for these Zionists to own this nation. They own this nation. You think the state of Israel is the Israel of the Middle East? No, America is the real nation of Israel. We just wake up and work and pay taxes so Israel can live. They run the Ivy Leagues. They decide who can be president, who cannot be president. If they get mad, they'll write a letter. You get fired. Yo, they run tech. What is it that they don't own? And quietly, they did so. Quietly, violently, but either way, they did so. right? It's the greed. It is the greed of white Americans because they don't have integrity. Because integrity will tell you all money is not good money. You take these people's money, you can't get rid of them. And also, there's sexual deviancy. The vast majority of white American men are sexually deviant. Then most of them are attracted to children. So that makes it very easy to blackmail these people. The other part, they cheat on their wives. So that makes it very easy to blackmail these people. Look at Pete Hegseth. Pete Hegseth, he went to an event. He had a lady that was helping him throughout the day. By the end of the night, he was already all up in her guts. He met that lady the same day at a work event. By nighttime, he was smashing all up in her guts, like all of this. The whole time, her husband was there. And I think she overslept because when she woke up, she remembered she was a married woman. And she remembered that her husband was there and her kids was there because he was waiting for her all night. So to save her face, because she's a white American woman, she had to lie. So she said that he sexually assaulted her. Girl, bye. That man didn't assault you. Y'all was assaulting each other with pleasure. Go sit down somewhere, right? She does what most white American women do. When they get caught and their angelic image does not match their promiscuous, whorish image, they gotta lie on the man. Oh, he assaulted me. Girl, anybody assaulted you? Sit down somewhere. So that's why he had to settle with her out of court. But I'm like, imagine a man like that who can't even control his private parts. He meets a woman the same day, pants down, smashing like pow, 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 just ripping her guts wide open. And they put some, and he's an alcoholic, he's an alcoholic. They put a man like that in charge of the Pentagon. But you're gonna lose all your secrets. Because this is not the first time he did this. He's reckless. Pete Hegseth is reckless. He got them goofy ass Latin tattoo all over his body because he wants somebody to believe that he committed to Christ. Nah, the real circumcision, it starts in your heart. The real circumcision, the real love for God, it starts in your heart. And King Solomon told us that the start of wisdom is the fear of sin. So like when you see sin, you do exactly what Joseph did and you run. Like the wife of Potiphar, she's trying to smash Joseph. He said, hold up. He said, ma'am, your husband said I could be in charge of everything, but he never said you. You are crazy. And Joseph ran for his life. He ran so hard, the lady held on to his shirt. So when Potiphar came back, she said, oh, this Hebrew slave trying to sleep with me. But I think Potiphar knew. He was just jealous. I think he knew because Joseph never stole from him. He never stole. He's a slave, but he never stole. On top of that, he was a slave, but he was never lazy. But Potiphar was jealous he was really, really jealous of Joseph. And then I guess he had to stand beside his wife, right? But imagine a man that is this promiscuous, this whorish, and an alcoholic. A man who can sleep with a woman he just met. You want to put this man in charge of the Pentagon? Yeah, right. Yeah, the fuck right. These people's mediocre, and they've met their match. These white American Gentiles have met their real master. So like I said, to me, Marlene, if these ZZs were not trying to exterminate all Palestinian people, listen, I wouldn't be mad. I would not be mad because white Americans need to meet a bully. To every bully, there's always a bigger bully. And in these crazy people, they've met their match. They have met their match. You think, especially Charlie Kirk, you think for a second, you're going to go and take these people's money, right? You're going to take these people's money and then you're going to want to start asking questions. Oh, I'm just asking questions. Asking questions where, bitch? Why weren't you asking questions before you took their money? Okay, so what are y'all about? Right? Why weren't you asking questions? Okay, so how do y'all feel about Jesus? Okay? Because I heard somewhere that y'all say he's a heretic and he burning in poop. Right? Why weren't you asking questions before you took the moolah? No, he took their money first. Okay? Now he wants to start asking questions because he has noticed that Nick Fuentes is on the rise. This dude is fake as hell. Had Nick Fuentes and the Groypers, sounds like freaking frogs, and Nick Fuentes and the Groypers never gained traction, he won't be asking no damn question, right? But the problem with Charlie, because Charlie, honestly, he was straight up pussy. He was straight up pussy. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something, right? For as much as Nick is a racist, right, with his 2% African ass, okay? For as much as Nick Fuentes is a racist. But one thing about Nick, he's staying 10 toes on business. This man don't even have a bank account. The way the ZZs came against this man, he don't even have a bank account for somebody to scam him, for somebody to tempt him with money. He has no money. Nick has no money. Nick is 25, 26 years old. There is not a single Jew, there is not a single Zionist that can say, I give this boy money. Who? They don't exist. You see, and that's why he's alive. That's why he's alive. Because, like, let me tell you something about the devil, right? The devil can't do nothing to you unless you have a covenant with him. Like, look at the story of Job, right? Look at the story of Job. The devil says to God, have you seen Job? He's like, yeah, I love Job. He's like, oh, yeah, whatever. The only reason why Job loves you back is because you protect him and you make sure he has money and he has everything he wants. So God said, okay, so what do you want to do? He's like, well, let me test him real quick. And we're going to see what rep he going to, like, what say he going to rep? Pretty much, right? Is he going to rep you or he going to say F you? God said, okay, let's see. But I promise you, he going to rep this set, okay? Yahweh all day, every day, okay? You pick God or nothing else, right? So the devil went hard. But God said to him, don't take his life. You see, and this is it. When you happen to be in the Lord, when you have integrity, the Bible is clear. Weapons will be forced against you. But when these weapons prosper, we must ask ourselves, were you really of God? Because why is it that the weapons, they prospered? We got questions, right? The Bible says when the enemy comes against you like a flood, God will raise the standard. They're not going to touch you. 1,000 to your right, to your left, right? 10,000 to your right. They will not touch you. It's like none of these verses protected you. What's going on? Right? Nick Fuentes, and even right now, they're trying to put that shit on Nick Fuentes, but it's not going to work. It's not going to work because Nick has nothing to do with the Zionists. You understand? There is a passage. Let me show you. Because I'm like, these people, they claim they're Christian. Christian where? Christians where, right? It is better. It is better to eat grass. Let me find it for you. With hateful people, because these people can't claim they read the Bible. No, if you grew up reading the Bible, then okay? Because when you're a kid and you really grew up on the Bible, right? You had to read Proverbs. If you went to a real church, if you had real teachings, if you had people really teach you the word of God, right? You know this proverb. The proverb is clear. It says it is better a small serving of vegetables with love than a fat calf with hatred. There you go. There you go. The vegetable people, that's Nick Fuentes. The people who went to eat the fat calf is Charlie Kirk, is Candace Owens, is Matt Walsh, is Ben Shapiro. The Bible is clear. The Bible says it's better to go eat grass. Go eat grass with peaceful people. You see, in the Bible, you are commended that all your friends be peaceful people. The Bible even says if you have people who are making a plan to set a trap for a person, to ensnare a person, the Bible says have nothing to do with these people. The Bible says people who are quick to spill blood have nothing to do with these people. When Jesus talked to the apostles and he told the apostles to go and to start spreading the word, right? They said, oh, you are sending us out there with no money, no food. He said, you don't need no money, you don't need no food. That whatsoever you need, ask the house. And that if the people of the house choose not to be a blessing to you, right? Christ said you take your shoes and then you shake the sand out of your shoes, the dust out your shoes, and you curse that place. You go. Countless times in the Bible, stay away from wicked people. Stay away from people that spill blood. Stay away from people who are setting up traps for innocent people. The Bible is clear. And everything Charlie Kirk did was about sitting at the table with wicked people because wicked people had money. There goes the behavior of most white Americans in politics. Right? But when it comes, I'm telling you, Nick is a racist. Nick has said things. I'm like, you your stupid ass. Right? But one thing about Nick has paid the price for his conviction. He is 25 years old. Like, it started like 17, whatever. Yeah, 17, 18. He's currently 25 years old. He has always denounced these Israeli people. He has always said, these people right here, they bad for America. They are bad business for America. He don't like these people. And that's why even Kanye came out with him. Thank you, boo-boo. That's why Kanye came out with him, because even Kanye, his eyes started to open up, right? But because so many Black people in the entertainment industry are poor, they're from the hood, they're from poverty, they're broken, they have a scarcity mindset. All a Jew has to do is dangle $100,000, right? A $50,000 signing bonus. They'll say all kinds of N-word and N-word. I kill a nigga. They all kinds of stuff because they're slaves. The vast majority of Black American entertainers are slaves. They have a slave mindset. They get paid by Jews to glamorize the N-word. They get paid by Jews to glamorize murder, Black on Black crime, prostitution, strip clubs. These people have no integrity. They have no dignity. So Kanye started to open up his eyes. Why is it that the Jewish man is paying me money to call my brother all kinds of N-word? When I see you, I'ma shoot you. Blah, 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 blah. And the whole time, the Jewish man is at home celebrating Shabbat dinner with his brother David and Jacob, right? Why don't the Jewish man pay his brother David, his brother Jacob, his brother Benjamin to talk about, when I pull up at the synagogue, all you zizzies better get to run it, right? Why would we do that, right? Why don't we have music that celebrates ZZ on ZZ violence, right? So Kanye, his eyes started to open up. That the reason why there are certain lyrics in Black American music is because the Jews demand it. Because Black people are not even Gentiles. Black people are akum. And when you have a whole, population of broken Negroes, sellout Negroes, self-hating Negroes, you know what the problem is? The problem is, you know, a lot of Black people out here, they will look at Candace, right? And this is what they think of a sellout. And I'm not even going to fight you on that, because Candace is a fucking sellout. But she's not the only one, because there's different flavors of sellouts. Oh, yes, ma'am. There are different flavors of sellouts, right? There are different flavors of sellout. A sellout comes in many different ways, right? But it's one kind of sellout that Black America will tolerate, and there's another sellout they won't tolerate. They won't tolerate a Candace, but they will tolerate a Jay-Z, but he's a sellout. This is a self-hating Black man. His entire discography is self-hate, right? I remember being young and this man going on the Oprah Winfrey show talking about, oh yeah, as Black people, we are reclaiming the N-word. That's what you want to reclaim? You can't reclaim family values. You can't reclaim the love of God. All Jay-Z does is hang around the Jews. All Jay-Z does is hang around the Jews. He has allowed these ZZs to destroy Damon Dash. He has allowed Damon has his issues. Like sometimes, yeah, he can just shut up. But at the same time, too, though, you would have never started your career without Damon Dash. You never would have believed in yourself without Damon. You never would have had Rock Nation, Rockaway, or Rockefeller if it was not for Damon, because you didn't believe in yourself. And those who know, you know, because Damon was always applying pressure for you. He became the asshole so that you could be a great artist, right? Your greatest album was The Blueprint. Everybody was there for you. Damon was there for you. Kanye was there for you. They were all there for you. When they left, you went into retirement. There you go. There you go. You turned on your own people for the Jews. Yes. Right? They're all a bunch of sellouts. Look at their music. Look at their lyrics. Look at what they promote. Consumerism. Buy white people shit. And the shit, who owns the shit? It's always a Jew. It's always a Jew. Right? Every Labor Day, whatever it is, they're always at Michael Rubin's house. I don't know what it is about this Jew. They're always at his house. Every day, they're at this man's house. Huh? Hold on. Yo, I gotta go a little bit because I'm tired. Okay? I gotta go work tomorrow. Right? You see? It's like a pilgrimage. They are there every year. They go to this man's house. And that's why I told you he lost Beyonce's money in crypto. I don't care what y'all say. He lost that lady's money in crypto. I don't care what they say. I don't care. But this dude right here, he a sellout. These are the people who are glamorized selling drugs. They glamorize, sell drugs, call women hoes, call people bitches, go to the strip club, old mouse PK, all this bullshit. But the only people who get heat are the Candace Owens, the Officer Tatum, whatever. They're a bunch of sellouts, black sellouts. They come in different flavors. At the end of the day, everybody works for a Jew. At the end of the day, everybody is pushing a message that is destroying black people. Everybody is pushing a message that destroys black people. It don't give life to black people. There's nothing about what these rappers, even Diddy, put Diddy in there. Diddy, his Jewish master is Lucian Grange. We're not stupid, right? Whitney Houston, her Jewish master was Clive Davis. Okay? All of them. Everybody has a handler. Everybody has a Jewish handler. And because Jewish people do not care for the lives of black people, they will pay you to say the most vile things in your music because they want to see black people behave a certain way. And your job is to use your blackness, the way that you talk, your proximity, your knowledge of your people to seduce and encourage your people to behave in a way that is not becoming of a black person. This is embarrassing. This is embarrassing. And today it's gotten to a point now, nobody can control that shit. It is so disgusting. But to me, all these rappers, these conservative child, they're all a bunch of sellouts. It's just different flavors. That's it. That's it. But there's not a single black person that can take money from a Jew and then come around and tell me that you did not receive instruction to lead your people into destruction. Go fuck yourself. There's a reason why. There is a reason why the Jews also despise Minister Farrakhan. Right? There's a reason why. There is a reason why they despise Minister Farrakhan. And there's a reason why they've always done as much as they could to have a certain class of black people tell other black people to stay away from the minister because he knows these people. He knows them well. He knows them well. He knows them. Oh, he knows these people very well. He knows them very, very well. And that's why you will also notice that most of these people don't get close to highly educated black people. Be they Christian, be they Muslim, they don't get close because they can't dupe you. And the thing about these ZZ people, right? If you're not attached to the trinkets of white people, they can't get to you. It's like the devil. If you are someone who is not attached to cars, materialism, status, and all that kind of shit, they can't get close to you, right? But there's a reason why they encourage me. Even me, when I was growing up, they made it seem like Minister Farrakhan was so toxic. He was a this, he was that, he was hateful. Minister Farrakhan is not hateful. Anybody who listens to Minister Farrakhan, he has never said, go hurt white people. Because of what they've done to black people. No, he's never said, go hurt these people. He has never even said, go hurt the ZZs. He's never said that. But what he does do is give you a historical account of what these white Americans and what them Jewish people have done to black people. That's all he's saying. But you see, just like Charlie Kirk, he has to realize that, hey, listen, speaking the truth will get you killed. Now, the thing, once again, it's hard to get to Minister Farrakhan because he doesn't mess with white America. He doesn't mess with mainstream America. He don't even mess with mainstream black America. So how are they going to find this man? Right? Because for them to have access to you to come hurt you, you have to want their shit. Right? Rihanna also, they told Rihanna to dress like a nun and to disgrace like the Roman, right? To disgrace the church and stuff. Right? And she went ahead and she did it. Right? She went ahead and she did it. Why? Because Rihanna is a slave to a Jew. She belongs to Bernard. No, she belongs to him. So when you understand that to the Jewish people, those who are Christians are heretic. Right? If you're a Christian, they beat you up. They beat you up. How many Palestinian Christians are getting slaughtered? Right? They beat you up. They don't like Christianity. Doesn't matter if you are a Catholic, if you are a regular Christian, you're a Pentecostal, you're whatever. It doesn't matter. If you believe in Christ, you need to be turned into a mockery. If you believe in Christ, they have to make fun of Christ. They have to make fun of the church. So when I saw this from Rihanna, I'm like, yeah, she would never try that with Islam. Right? But she did it with the Catholic Church because she was told to do so. And then after that, she got another brand, right? The more she disrespects Christians, the more Bernard is going to give her brands. That's how it goes. That's how it goes. And she's like, y'all do it. I'll be disrespectful. Because that's how it goes. They are disrespectful of Christians because they believe that Christ was a heretic. The Talmud says that currently Christ is burning in hell in his own fecal matter. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. And you'll see a bunch of blacks just line up to receive money from these people. Oh, look at these people. Look at these people. Okay. Okay. Look at these people. Yeah. There you go. Right? This is how they look at the world. Everybody's a Gentile. And Gentiles have to work, even slave and die in order to serve the Jew. And the disrespect. Yeah. Even the brand, like the fact that even her brand is called Savage by Fenty, right? The fact that the brand is called Savage by Fenty, right? Why? And even Jeff Bezos is also a Jew, right? But the brand is called Savage by Fenty. You have a so-called black woman from the Bahamas, where's she from? In Barbados, right? Selling a brand that a lot of black people and minorities are going to wear. And the brand is called Savage. And when you look at the ownership, when you look at most of the investors, they are Jewish people, right? Because they know this is a brand for Gentiles. This is a brand for Hakum people. This is a brand that the Hakums will wear. So, of course, call them Savage. But because Rihanna's face is attached to it, you see a myriad of black women proudly buying products, buying clothes to put on their bodies where the label says Savage. Black people do not respect themselves. They're insecure. They'll do anything to fit in. They'll do anything to be petted by white people. Me, Marlene, I never bought this trash. Will never buy this trash. So help me God. Why would I wear something called Savage? I am not a savage. I've never been one. I don't even identify as one. Right? This is really crazy. But you see, they won't consider her a sellout, but she is. You cannot make it in mainstream media if you have not done all kinds of rituals, all kinds of blood covenant with these people. And when you say no to these people, something bad will happen to you. You know, I was walking yesterday and I really thought about hip hop and how hip hop, whatever hip hop is today or what it was slightly before, was always controlled by the Jews. So no wonder it's so vulgar. No wonder it's so disgusting. No wonder it's like it's laced with all kinds of N-word this, N-word that. I'm like, even NWA, their manager was Jewish, right? Right? And he took all their money. They all have Jewish handlers, right? You look at Black American music when it was under Berry Gordy, right? When it was under Berry Gordy, the level of respect, right? The level of respect, the level of class that these people had, right? Because he was Black American. So he wanted to represent his people a certain way. Now look at those black people who went and did music with a Jew. What happened to their image? What was their message? What happened to their audience? How did they mold their audience, their mind, their behaviors? Hey, sunshine, their attitudes, right? And that's how you know. Because when you go and you sign a 360, because that's exactly what Charlie Kirk did. Charlie Kirk, he is no different than a rapper. And it kind of makes sense because he's from Chicago. So like most Chicago ninjas, he signed a bad deal because he didn't read the contract. He signed a 360. And when you sign a 360 with a Jew, you're not coming out of this shit. There, you don't come out. You are a slave. It's just like when you join the gang, you join the mob. The only way you leave this shit is dead. You don't leave this thing alive. You think with everything that you know, with all the secrets that you know, all the rituals that you have seen, all the behind-the-scenes stuff that you see, you think these demons gonna let you walk. You are batshit crazy. You are batshit crazy. And that's why there are certain people you don't fuck with. Because you don't have what it takes. Right? Yeah. Yeah. You don't take money from these people. It's the mob. Hamdulillah. You gonna die. You everything you know, you think, and then one day you might want to write a tell-all book. One day you might want to start saying shit on your podcast. These people is funny as fuck. They are funny. Y'all don't know. I'm like, people like Charlie Kirk, his little goofy ass. His goofy ass. He didn't watch enough mob movies growing up. He obviously didn't watch Goodfellas. Okay? Growing up, I'm telling you this. Charlie Kirk, I don't know what kind of sheltered white experience he had, but he definitely did not grow up watching Goodfellas. Right? Because anybody who grew up watching Goodfellas, you already know. You already know, you know, and you know, and you know. You're not leaving the mob. Nobody leaves the mob. Nobody does. Nobody leaves the mob. The only way you leave that thing is dead. As long as you are alive, you belong to the mob. It's murder. And one thing about America, this bitch right here is a fucking corporation. It's called Murder Inc. This nation is ran by thugs, gangsters, you name it. But you crazy as hell. You didn't watch Goodfellas growing up? You did not watch Goodfellas growing up. You should know this. The same people you hang with gonna be the same people to smoke your ass. Because they're not gonna let you go. And that's the code. And when you took that money, when you were out there celebrating Shabbat, when you went to Israel, put the yarmulke, and you started banging your head on that fucking wall, you made an oath. You gave your soul. People think when you're sitting here and you talk about, oh, somebody sold their soul to the devil, they think it's hyperbolic. It's not hyperbolic. It's real shit. People think the devil's all come in horns. The devil comes in human form. His name is Benjamin Netanyahu. And you take these people's money. You belong to these people. Ain't no questioning shit. You don't question shit. You do exactly what they tell you. You say exactly what they tell you. But no, because you, Charlie, yes, you, Charlie, you saw with your Huckleberry Finn looking ass, with your Tom Sawyer looking ass, you saw that Nick Fuentes was giving everything you wanted to be. See, the thing about Charlie Kirk, he wanted to be Nick Fuentes without having to pay the price to be Nick Fuentes. Right? There's a man who calls himself a Christian, but they want to bear no cross. Oh, no. To have a great name, you're going to have to pay the price, right? Jesus, he paid the price, so he got a great name, right? Muhammad Ali, he chose not to go to war and kill innocent Vietnamese people that never did nothing to him. As a consequence, he lost everything. For 3 years, white Americans took everything from him. He didn't say, oh my gosh. No, he went, read the Quran, became a Quranic teacher, minded his business. And then eventually he became one of the greatest boxers ever in the world. Ali, Mumbai, right? Nobody's like Muhammad Ali, right? Same thing with Nick Fuentes. Nick, since he's 17, he's paid the price. They call this boy all kinds of anti-Semite. They have deplatformed this boy. He don't have a bank account. He can afford shit. He can't even get no pussy. Okay? Why? Because he stands on business. There's a price to pay. Joseph went to prison for 10 years for something he didn't do. See, Charlie Kirk, like typical greedy ass, slimy ass, swindler ass white Americans, they think they can have it both ways. I can swindle, and then when I'm in front of my people, I got integrity. It don't work like that. You're a little bitch. You sold your fucking soul. You sold your soul. And I feel like because Nick Fuentes, there was a moment where people treated Nick like a pariah, right? Because at one point, he was supposed to have Nick with Turning Point USA. But his handlers, the ZZs, they told him, hell the fuck to the nah. He said, okay, cool. So he told Nick he couldn't go. He couldn't be part of their group. Nick was supposed to be part of the Daily Wire, right? The ZZs, they called Ben Shapiro and they said, oh, hell to the nah. Okay, so he told him, you can join us. He was ostracized by everybody on the right, and he remained steadfast on his vision, right? Nick paid a price. And today, because he paid so much, he has suffered so much, his people, them Groyper people, these Groypers, they have a lot of respect for him. Because the man can say, here are my scars. Here is the price I paid. And he's still paying the price. That's why he's in the basement, because he don't have no money. He has no money. Charlie Kirk, he's 31 years old. He's worth $12 million in 10 years. But he wants to tell these white Americans who are frustrated that black people this, black people that. Whoa. How exactly in 10 years? What exactly did Charlie Kirk do? So going to school, doing debates for young people, that's what made you $12 million? Somebody give me a mic. So we know he made money in ways that were not clean. How can you be worth $12 million in less than 10 years? How did you manage that? because he's corrupt. But at the same time, he could not allow this goofy-ass Libra, because he's a goofy-ass Libra, deceptive per usual. He could not allow Nick Fuentes to become the face of what it means to be a white nationalist Christian with integrity who is not afraid of Israel. He wanted to have that. He wanted to be Nick Fuentes. And that's not going to work like that, because you took these people's money. There is no coming back from the shit. There's no coming back. And you'll see, they will try to put this shit on Nick Fuentes, but it's not going to work. Because there are plenty of times that Nick called out Charlie, nobody died. There are plenty of times, yeah, he's a Libra, October 14th. That's why you know he's manipulative, he's scheming, and that shit went left, per usual. There are many times where Groypers went to Turning Point USA events to confront Charlie, like, okay, why don't you allow Nick Fuentes? They went there. Nobody got attacked. So these Groypers and Nick Fuentes, they've had multiple interactions. No one died. No one died. And the crazy thing is, right, in trying to smear Nick Fuentes and in trying to make it seem like, oh, it's a Groyper that went and that did this. No, what they're going to do, they're going to make Nick Fuentes even more famous. Watch. Nick Fuentes is about to get a whole lot of free press. You know, the thing about me, it's just like Iran. When it came down to Iran, you know, Iran has no lobby in America. Iran has no help. There's nobody that stands up for Iran. There's no one that says, oh, Iran deserves to tell their side of the story. Only Israel can tell its side of the story, because most American politicians don't have integrity. Right? But did you not see how when Israel bombed Iran, you would think Iran had some kind of super PAC to pay people? No, naturally, people came out to defend Iran. There is a season for everything. There is a season when even the person that is usually, you know, being bullied, insulted, like, you know, a lot of Americans, a lot of white Americans, you know, they're very evil, they're very mean, they're very racist, Islamophobic. They don't have empathy for Iranian people, right? Because most white Americans are seriously ignorant. But somehow they're like, no, don't bomb Iran. We want no parts of that, no parts of that. So the American people themselves, it's not like, oh, they supported Iran, but they did not want any smoke with Iran. You would have thought Iran had some kind of lobby in America. No, that's God. Something like, okay, it's God. It's God. Right? Once again, with this Charlie Kirk stuff, because they're the ones who unalived him, they're going to try. Because the thing is, it's like, you want to destroy Charlie Kirk, and you also, because Charlie Kirk, according to them, he's anti-Semite. He's not anti-Semite. Charlie Kirk just says it like it is. Charlie Kirk is a racist. But when it comes to these ZZ people, he's not anti-Semitic. He speaks facts. He does. Now, and then also the left. They want to destroy the left because the left is where you find most people who are sympathetic towards the cause of Israel, of Palestinians. So through Charlie Kirk, how can we kill 3, 4, 5 birds with one stone? But it's not going to work. What they're going to do instead is give a lot of free press to Charlie Kirk. And then all of these goofy ass white conservatives, that is Matt Walsh, what's her name again? The girl who don't eat the food, the anorexic one, Megyn Kelly, all these people, Stephen Carter, all of them. People are going to start questioning them because they're going to put them in the scale. And that's what the Bible says, measure for measure, right? They will put Nick Fuentes in a scale, and then they're going to put these so-called mainstream super white conservatives in the scale. And I promise you, Nick Fuentes is going to come out as the one who has always been pro-America. Because he's not rich. He don't live in no fancy house. He does not get invited to Martha's Vineyard. He is an outcast. And the people will start asking questions. But if he's the one who loves America the most, if he's the one, because they can go back. That's the beautiful thing about social media. They can go back 7 years. He was calling out Israel. Charlie Kirk started calling out Israel 3 months ago. Candace started calling out Israel about a year ago. Before then, she had no problem taking their money. Right? Tucker Carlson started calling out Israel about like 18 months ago. Before then, he had no problem taking their money. They all took Zionist money. And today, because they know these voters is getting smarter, these voters are asking more questions, Everybody's running to try to be the first one to disavow the Jews. No, mommy. That's not how it goes. But what they will do is make Nick Fuentes more popular. And a lot of these white American boys that Israel wants to claim, and they got JD Vance out here doing Charlie Kirk's podcast, they're not going to gravitate towards JD Vance. JD Vance is fat. JD Vance is unattractive. JD Vance wears eyeliner. JD Vance has 3, 4, 5 different aliases. Who the fuck is he? We don't even know. Where the fuck does he come from? We don't even know. Okay? Who the fuck is JD Vance? We don't even know who this man is. Right? But one thing we do know about JD is that he is owned by Palantir. One thing we know about JC, with his Ulysses Grant looking ass, I was looking at JD Vance and I was like, this man looks familiar. I said, I have seen this man before. And when I tell you I believe in reincarnation, I said, I have seen this man before. I said, I saw a white man who looks like this man before. Right? And I said, oh, this is who the fuck he looks like. Ulysses Grant. I'm like, there you go. There you go. Reincarnation. Okay? Reincarnation. I'm like, yo, JD, let me tell you something, right? You are not credible. We don't like you. Before you were a Trump, before Trump make you vice president, you were a never Trumper. We got receipts on your goofy ass, Ulysses Grant. Okay, trying to come back and swindle your way to be president a second time. Boo, you better go back. Okay? We don't like your ass. People have receipts on you. You called Trump all kinds of Hitler. Okay? Another thing, too, when it comes to JD, he is married to an Indian. These white nationalists, they do not believe in mixing blood. They believe that you should have pure 100% white children. Right? It's nothing personal. They just want to be behind people that marry white women and have white children. He is married to an Indian. His children have Indian names. So this guy right here, he can sit here and try to do the podcast. He can do whatever he wants. Here he is with his goofy ass, right? His fat ass. JD is fat. JD is unattractive. JD is a liberal. JD is a pretender. JD is owned by Palantir. It's not going to work. This dude is not America first. He's India first. He goes to bed with India. He wakes up with India and he raises India. They're not going to take his ass. These white nationalist boys will not accept him because they will not accept his wife. These people will not vote for an Indian woman with her gray hairs and shit to be the first lady. This is not India. This is not Bangalore. This is not New Delhi. This is not Mumbai. This is America. And these white people want America to be white. There you go. And they want to see white children running up and down the White House. There you go. Right? So no, JD is not going to work. It will never work. This dude, his resume is fugazi. His lineage is questionable. The number of names he's had throughout life is frightening. Is this man a spy? Like, what kind of, okay? No. Peter Thiel and Palantir, no. The people don't want that shit. So it's not going to work. And it's not going to work. Because the heart of these young white American nationalists, they are groypers. The vast majority of these people are groypers. They identify with Nick Fuentes. They want an all-white America. They want a white president with a white wife and white children. They want no parts of Israel. They don't want no wars in the Middle East. They don't want to die no more. They want to stay in America, live in America, and die in America. They don't want to die in the Middle East. They don't want to work for the gig economy. They don't want to have to slave in order to buy a house. No, they are done. So it's not going to work, right? And I'm like, to me, the way I feel is that Charlie Kirk, he was trying to be all of that. Like, okay, I'm going to try to play both. Like, I'm going to try to play both sides. I'm going to be the guy who supports Israel when it comes to Muslims because I hate Muslims. But then I'm going to try to be the pro super white American dude. No. Because if the Zionists require ultimate submission to the Zionist movement, you cannot be pro-America and be a Zionist supporter. You have to make a choice. And that's why Ben Shapiro has been very clear. Ben has been very, very clear. And Ben has said that he is Israel first. Okay? Ben said that. He said The only thing he cares about is Israel. He is in America. He fights in America for the survival of Israel. That's why Ben don't question shit. He don't ask shit. He's just a soldier. Like, Ben is going to ride that Zionist train until the wheels fall off, because he understood the assignment. Because unlike all of these other bastards, he went to school. He went to Harvard. He's a lawyer. So he read the contract. He read the fine print. Then he signed it. You understand? These people, they're like, no, I'll take the money and do whatever I want, because it's mostly white Americans. They don't respect shit. They think, oh, I can take the money and I can swindle my way, or I can argue my way out of a contract. No. That's not how it goes. This is a contract. It's a contract. It's a fine print. And I'm sure in the fine print, it goes like, you, the day you betray us, meet your maker. You don't go meet his ass in the hell and burn in excrement just like he is. You crazy. And I respect Ben for that. I respect Ben, because Ben knows what the fuck he did. He knows what the fuck he agreed to. And he's going to do what he has to do to stay alive, for his children to stay alive. He made his choice. But the thing about Charlie and Megyn Kelly and all these goofy people, these goofy Americans, they think they can have both ways. You cannot. These people don't function like that. Is you are with us or you are against us. The thing is, you took the money. And because you took the money, you belong to these people. Yeah. Because I remember, like, when I used to live in New Orleans, Ben used to criticize Benjamin. Ooh, because he doesn't like him. So I guess he got the call. And I guess he got threatened. From that moment on, he has never questioned Benjamin Netanyahu. And he has said, Ben is known for saying there are no such thing as questions. Right? But I feel like that's the thing with most Americans. Most American people, especially white American people, they're very greedy. They sign these contracts. They don't want to read the contract. They don't want to read the fine prints. And they think they can just argue or ask for a refund or complain, and get their money back. You ain't getting no money back with them people. Okay? You can't argue your way out of this. This is a demonic contract. It's a demonic contract. So that's what it is. Like, you're going to die. You are really going to die. So I'm like, what's her name again? So Candace messed me with the bullshit. And even her, Candace, she will never have the support of these white boys that Benjamin is trying to control. He doesn't care about her audience. Her audience cares about if Brigitte Macron has a penis. Her audience cares about, what's his name again? That Italian boy, Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively. She's the new Wendy Williams of YouTube. No one cares. No one. She's trying so hard to attach herself to Charlie Kirk, calling this man her best friend. How can somebody's husband be your best friend? That is disrespectful, Candace. He has a wife. His wife is his best friend. You were an employee of Turning Point USA. Now, was Charlie Kirk friendly to you? I'm sure. Was Charlie Kirk nice to you? I'm sure. Because you worked for him. He had a goal. He had a mandate to demonize Black America. And he needed a Black person to do the dirty work. That's it. But he's not your best friend. The wife herself did not mention you one time. She never said, oh my gosh, thank you, Candace, for your support. She didn't mention you. Nobody is mentioning you. Candace, they're done with you. You are on an island by yourself. Like Shawnee O'Neal told that lady, thank you for your services. They're done with you. Trump wants nothing to do with you. And maybe you, Candace, I got to go a little bit, y'all. Maybe you, Candace, you also played a part in Charlie Kirk being dead. Because Charlie called you. Oh, he's my best friend. He's my best friend. Charlie called you, Candace. And Charlie said to you, Candace, drop this Peter shit. Did he ask you that? Fuck you, bitch. You a fucking liar. You are a fucking liar. Okay, hold on, y'all. Hold on. Let me cuss her ass out real quick before I leave. Okay? Let me cuss her ass out before I leave. Right? Charlie Kirk called her. He was at the White House. He was at the White House and he called her. And he said, Candace, I need you to drop this story. Drop it. Drop this lady and her penis. Drop this lady and her penis. She would have no parts of it because she's a typical hyena. Candace is a ratchet ass, stereotypical Black idiot. Okay? Typical hyena, excessively masculine. There's nothing feminine in her goofy ass. Because if your best friend called you, your best friend is, yo, just think for a second. I can see why Erica don't like your bitch ass. I can see why Erica don't fuck with you. Okay? And mind you, I don't even like Erica. Okay? I don't even like Erica because to me, as a wife, she could have told her husband to pipe it down. right? As a wife, she could have told her husband, you taking that shit a little too far now. We got kids. Shut the fuck up. You crazy, right? But I'm like, I can see why Erica don't fuck with you. Because y'all, think about this for a second. Charlie was at the White House. The president, Trump is looking at Charlie. Charlie looking at Trump. He has Candace on the phone. Okay? He like, girl, drop this shit. Okay? Stop talking about that lady and her fucking penis. Okay? And so what if she has a penis? Right? And so what? He said, Candace, Trump is here. Macron is here. And maybe JD was there. So imagine how he felt when he's in front of all these like presidents and he's talking to his best friend and he's telling his best friend, drop this shit because people gonna get hurt. He even told her, Macron is saying, if you don't drop this shit, he's not gonna be helping with the Ukraine shit. Candace's like, oh, but I still gotta make my show. Like, I still gotta make my show, like, with her Shanae looking ass, with her Boquisha looking ass, with her stereotypical ratchet hyena ass, right? Because a feminine woman, a woman that really cared about her best friend, Charlie Kirk, would have said, you know what, Charlie, the lady does have a penis, right? She sure do have a penis. But since it's you, tell this bitch, I said, bitch, I know you have a penis, bitch. But I'm going to drop the story, friend. I'm going to drop the story, but I hate that bitch. And she do got a penis, right? No. But you want me to believe that he was your best friend. If my best friend calls me and my best friend is looking at the president of the USA and the president of France, I'm like, this matters. This is very serious now. Because at this point, it's no longer YouTube. It's no longer a kiki. It's no longer gossip. This is a matter of international matter. Like this, at this point, it's like foreign policy now, right? And your friend is calling you. Like, can you not think for a second how embarrassed he must have feel, and how powerless he must have felt, and how emasculated he must have felt? You're his best friend. He said, best friend. They're looking at me, best friend. Stop talking about this lady and her penis. Because I still got to do it. I still got to get the views and shit. Like, I know she got a dick and I know she got a penis. And the whole time you come here and you tell us, oh, I don't even have money for this lawsuit. I don't even have money for the lawsuit, bitch. Did he not call you, bitch? Did he not call your stupid ass? Did he not call your stupid broke ass? Right? So you know you don't have the money to fight this shit in court. He gave you a way out. Candace, drop that shit. Stop talking about this lady and her penis. You've done enough. I'm like, what's the difference between Candace Owens and Tasha K? Right? What is the difference? Y'all, seriously, this girl, y'all gotta go. What is the difference between Candace Owens and Tasha K? Hold on. Right? Hold on. What's her name again? Tasha K. There you go, right? Bunch of foolish shit, right? Bunch of foolishness, right? What is the difference between Candace Owens and Tasha K? I'm asking you guys. I'm seriously asking. Because even Tasha K, right? Even Tasha K, she had made so many videos slandering Cardi B. Like, y'all, it became obsessive. It's not like, oh, it was one video. Nah, she made a living. It's like she just woke up every day to make videos pretty much harassing Cardi B. And the things she was saying about Cardi B, a lot of those things were not true. But nonetheless, she got her views. She got her comments. She made her money, right? Cardi B went into her inbox 3 times. Cardi actually DM'd Tasha K. Cardi DM'd her. She said, you're saying I have herpes. I don't have herpes. Can you take that shit down? No. Cardi B went back again. Can you take that shit down? She said no. Cardi B went back again. Can you take that shit down? She said no. Right? So then he went to the lawsuit. But because the lawsuit, I think it started at $75,000. So Tasha I'm sure she thought, oh, I got that. That's easy money. Right? When they went to court, because lead attorney was there because it happened in Georgia. It was Atlanta. Lead attorney went to court. Lead attorney told us before the case even started, the judge, the presiding judge, looked at Tasha and he said, Mrs. Keepy, just delete the videos. Just delete the video. She said, no, I ain't gonna delete shit. Can you imagine? So when you think about it, when you think about everything, Tasha was given over 4 chances to delete these videos, not go to court, none of that shit. All she had to do was delete the videos. You already insulted her. You made your money. You told people she got herpes. What more do you want? What more do you want? But no, Tasha had to be Tasha K. And like your boy said, right? Black women are quite moronic. Like Charlie Kirk said, they're a bunch of morons. So then you go to court, you risk your life. Ultimately, the jury comes out and they say, in terms of damages, what's her name? Tasha owes this lady $5 million. So now Tasha's in bankruptcy. She had to move from her home, all kinds of shit. Her children, her daughter was in middle school, high school. Like the baby girl had to leave her school. She had to leave her friends, all because her mama didn't want to delete a stupid video, a bunch of goofy ass videos about some gossip about Cardi B, right? This shit ain't worth your life. This shit's not worth your life. And it's the same thing with Candace. It's the same thing with Candace. You claim that Charlie was your best friend. Bitch, I got time for you, bitch. I got like 2 more minutes for your ass, right? You claim that Charlie was your best friend. You're full of fucking shit. And who knows what your refusal to delete this video did for Charlie. Like, oh, he can't even control his slaves no more. He can't even control his black slaves no more. He don't even have respect in the streets no more. They ain't scared of him no more, right? But if that dude was really your best friend, and you knew he was at the White House, and he told you, Candace, stop talking about this woman. Leave her alone. Like, listen, you've had your views. You had your fun. Let somebody else do that shit. No. And she wants me to believe that she was his best friend. Bitch, you were a fucking op. And you played a part in him being killed. You played a fucking part. All you fuckers are guilty. You are guilty, y'all. She is so fucking guilty because you embarrassed him. You emasculated him. You made him feel like he was this small in front of all these powerful people. And I'm sure Trump looked at him and said, you a bitch because she won't listen to you. Y'all let this N-word feel herself a little too much. Okay? No, she's not brave. She's reckless, precious. Praise. She ain't brave. She's reckless. And now she's all by herself on a fucking island. Megyn Kelly invited Tucker Carlson. All these conservative people, they're inviting each other. They're talking about this. They're mourning together. Nobody invited her. Nobody's inviting her because she's fucking reckless. She's a fucking nobody. Her goofy ass husband, George Farmer, he's a fucking brick that has daddy's money. He's a fucking nobody. He went to school to study theology. He's a fucking idiot. He does not have his father's wealth. He doesn't have his father's connection. He's a clown that married a self-hating idiot that got known on YouTube for making content insulting black people while she herself don't even have 1 bachelor's degree. Make it make sense. She's reckless. She is so reckless. And it makes sense to me why Erica never mentioned this goofy ass hyena. Bitch, fuck you. Bitch, fuck you. Because when my husband needed you and he told you, stop talking about this lady and her fucking penis, you chose not to listen. Best friends don't let other best friends drown. Because why the fuck do you care? If Emmanuel Macron is perfectly fine sleeping with the whatever this is, right? Why do you care? If there are 2 penises at Elysee Palace, right, in the bed, why do you care? Why do you care? Why do you care? Candace just had a baby, but she got time to worry about who got a penis, who don't have a penis. Why is it any of her business? But ultimately, he called her and he asked her, best friend to best friend, drop that shit. She said, nah, the fuck, she ain't gonna do that shit. Because she cares more about clout. She cares more about YouTube. She cares more about the comment section when she knows damn well she don't have the money to fight this lawsuit. What a fucking idiot. You gonna go pick a fight with the president of France when you know your ass is broke. You work in the basement. She make videos all day in the basement. She ain't got the money. So you don't have the money. He calls you to give you a way out because you don't have the money. And your bitch ass still want to keep running your mouth. You dumb hyena. You are a stupid hyena. And you're probably the reason why, because the way your brain don't work properly, you're probably the reason why Charlie Kirk was out here believing that all black women is intellectually inferior because he had the unfortunate displeasure of meeting your dumb ass, coaching your dumb ass. And now you think that you know more than your masters. They're going to put your bitch ass in your place, Candace. And I can't wait for that shit. I cannot wait. Yeah, I cannot wait for you to be put in your goofy ass place. And mind you, oh my gosh, Candace, let me say this, right? I got to go. Candace, let me tell you this. If people are rejoicing, I hope you're paying attention, Candace. I hope you are paying attention, bitch. I hope you're paying attention. If people are rejoicing at Charlie passing away, imagine how people, they might even have a national holiday when you die. Okay? Let this thing right here teach your dumb ass a lesson. But she's so damn stupid because Candace is a narcissist. She's disingenuous. She is fraudulent. She's insidious. There's nothing sincere about this goofy bitch. This bitch is a fraud. She is a fraud. And because these white boys allowed her to, they taught her how to debate or hold a few opinions, she thinks she knows more than these people. She has no backings. You know, even Charlie, when he started off in this game, he had a billionaire who backed him, right? He had a billionaire who backed him, right? Candace don't have nobody. She don't know a single billionaire. And maybe that's why she holds on. She holds on to Kanye, because maybe until then, right, Kanye was the only billionaire that she knew. What's that man's name, y'all? What's that man's name? The man who funded Charlie Kirk. Hold on. What's that man's name? Y'all, who is the man who founded Turning Point USA? Oh, Bill Montgomery. That's his name, right? There you go. Right? There you go. Okay, there you go. All right. You see, so here is the billionaire who funded Charlie Kirk. So I feel like even this man, if he had been alive, maybe this would happen to Charlie. But my point is, Charlie Kirk had a billionaire daddy. He had a billionaire godfather watching over him. Candace, from the moment she plays her stupid games, playing the Ben Winch here on YouTube, she never had a black billionaire. She never had a billionaire supporting her. To this day, she has no billionaire backing. She's all by herself. I'm like, this girl to me ain't no different than Tasha K. And this lawsuit they have for her, if she thinks it's only Brigitte Macron and her husband, she is sadly mistaken. Because not far from Delaware is a state called Pennsylvania. And in that state, Azizi is the governor. His name is Josh Shapiro, like Ben Shapiro, right? And Josh Shapiro, when it was time for him to go and do his little military training, instead of being a soldier for America, he chose to be a soldier in the IDF, right? He chose to be a soldier in the IDF. This dude right here is an IDF soldier who is now a governor of a swing state in America. Pennsylvania is a swing state. Imagine that, right? Imagine that. What other person could serve in a foreign military and become the governor of an American state? Because Americans are corrupt. White Americans are corrupt, right? And if I'm not mistaken, there was a young Jewish boy who killed somebody. And it seems as though Josh Shapiro covered that shit up. And that's why Kamala Harris could not have taken Josh Shapiro as her vice president, because they were afraid it was going to come back up. Because from the likes of, when you look at the case of how that young lady died, it seems like that young Jewish boy is the killer. But Josh Shapiro made it go away. The family to this day does not agree that it was a suicide, because the young lady was stabbed 21 times in her back. And they said, how can somebody stab themselves to death? Matter of fact, how can somebody stab themselves in the back 21 times and kill themselves? Whoa, what? So this is why Kamala Harris could not take Josh Shapiro as her vice president. It's not that she didn't want to. She could not, because that case was going to be public. And a lot of things that Josh Shapiro did as he was district attorney or state attorney general, whatever he was, right? It was going to put all his cases into question. So they ran ahead of that, and they started saying that, oh, the reason why she didn't pick him because she's anti-Semitic. The left is anti-Semitic. Nobody is anti-Semitic against, what's his name? Josh Shapiro. Nobody is. But when he worked in the state attorney's office, it seems as though if you were Jewish and you killed people, well, you didn't face charges. And somehow your case got called a suicide or whatever, and they didn't want that shit to come out. This country is so fucking corrupt. But like I said, Pennsylvania not far from Delaware. right? We all know Joe Biden was born in Philadelphia. No, he was born in Scranton. Yeah, he was born. No, he was born in Delaware, right? No, he was born in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Born in Pennsylvania, but he represented Delaware. But either way, Delaware and Pennsylvania, same shit. They're not far from each other, right? So I'm like, girl, bye. Go sit down somewhere. Okay, go sit down somewhere. These are some very dangerous people. Okay, nobody is backing her now. She is by herself. She is really by herself, and she needs to stay the fuck out of this shit. I'm like, you have no backing, you have no billionaires, you have no protection, you have no covering. And all these white people that are conservative, alt-right, they do not like her. They truly despise her. Every day you go on X, she gets insulted. They insult her. And her husband, her white husband, who's supposed to be her white knight, her white savior, never does he come outside and protect his wife, even take her phone away from her. He does not. He lets this girl be extremely masculine. That is a masculine woman. There is nothing traditional about Candace Owens. There is nothing conservative about Candace Owens. There is nothing Christian about Candace Owens. Because even if Brigitte Macron truly has a penis, right? Do you think it's a Christian thing to do to expose her for the world to know that she got a penis? Right? That is insanity. It is also insensitive. And also, it's none of your business. Miss, I'm a Christian, I'm a Catholic. So you guys, I love you much. But like I said, I'm only going to be here for an hour. Maybe I'll come back tomorrow, but I do have to work out tomorrow. So I will stop the show here. Keep watching this heifer. See whatever she says. But I'm like, this girl, to me, she is fraudulent. And she's just as disgusting as all these other people who want to attach themselves to Charlie this, Charlie that. At the end of the day, Charlie gave you a phone. He called you. And he asked you for a big favor. He said, Candace, drop the story for me because it's not helping me. It's not helping you. It's not helping us. And the president wants you to drop this shit. And you said, fuck no, I'm going to be a hood rat. I'm going to be a hood rat. I'm going to be a hood rat. You DI hire. Because let's not forget, you were Charlie Kirk's first DI hire. You have no qualification. You have no college degree. You have no pedigree, right? You are a DI hire of Turning Point USA. With that being said, you guys, I love y'all. Maybe tomorrow I'll be back outside and cuss out this heifer because she's crazy. Erica, stay away from this bitch and make sure she does not get to attend the funeral. Candace Owens should not be allowed at the funeral. She should not be allowed at the funeral because all she's looking for is content. All she's looking for is for views. All she's looking for is the clout chase. The boy, he called her. He asked her for a favor. She let him down. So let it be. And I feel like after that, their friendship was over. The friendship was over. Oh, BB, read the letter. No, Candace, worry about the phone call he made to your ass. And worry about how the fuck you chose to be stubborn, rebellious, a hyena, okay, a DI hire, and you fucked this shit up. So fuck you too, bitch. Love you guys. Love y'all. Gotta go. I gotta go work out tomorrow. I'm tired. Bisous. Love y'all. Bisous, bisous. Gotta go.